If you feel stuck, if you're wanting to change something, many things in your life, you need to know that you have so much power in creating the life that you want. I'm coming out of a few years of my life, hardest years of my life, and luckily I had a great support system. Like I came through and I made it out. And to give you some background, I've always been interested in health and fitness, just kind of a hobby of mine. Moving my body has always come naturally. I've always been interested in, how to improve my diet. I've tried many, many different diets. So I've always had that to fall back on. Whenever I was kind of in a rut, I knew I could go back and I could take control of how I was exercising and how I was eating. But then not too long ago, I really shifted what I was studying and things I was learning. I shifted that into mindset. And it has not been too long, maybe a handful of months, and it just feels like a veil has been lifted. And so what I'm seeing now is my health goals, my fitness goals, those are all really a byproduct of getting myself into the right mental state, into the mental state where I realize how much power I have in creating the life that I want. So you need to know that if you're unhappy with a certain area or multiple areas of your life, you completely have all the control that you need to design the life you really have. It's really what I'm finding is it's almost hard to believe some of the things that I'm learning. It's hard to believe how much power I really have. And I'm starting to see that some of the limitations that I had before, they don't really exist. So I need you to know that you can create a better life. You can create the life that you can envision. You can create it. I also need you to realize I'm coming to you as a single mother of 3. I'm a high school math teacher. I am not an expert, but I have lots and lots of years of experience in dabbling with health and fitness as a hobby, and now seeing the power of how my mental state can change my life. And it's something that I just have to share because I look at women who I can tell desperately want to make a change in their life, but they don't believe they can do it. And knowing what I know now, knowing the endless possibilities that are out there if you can just get yourself into the right mental state, these are things that I have to share. So how do you design the life that you want? And that's really what it is. You have the power to design it. You can create it. But what does it take to do that? So these are the things that I have found that are absolutely essential. And I'm in the early stages of this, but I'm convinced I am never going back to that place where I had limitations on my beliefs and on what was possible for me, whether I'm talking health or fitness or relationships or my financial situation. Um, my boundaries are fading away. How do we get to this point? Well, first you just have to accept full responsibility. The blaming, the finding excuses, it has to stop. We have to accept responsibility for where we are. Say, I put myself in this situation, and that can be scary. But what really happens when you do that is you realize that you also have full control to get yourself out of the situations that you're in. You have full control to change everything that's gotten you to this point. Okay, so you've taken full responsibility. Now what? Well, you have to commit. You have to actually make a commitment to yourself to change. And so there are some things that go on when you commit, if you're really committing. One, you really have to evaluate your current habits, your current lifestyle. You have to know where you are right now, really know where you are right now. And then you have to have a vision. You have to know who it is you want to become. What is it you're going to be designing? You need to be very specific on your goals for yourself. And then finally, you need a plan. Like, you have to take action. So once you start taking action, that's when you're going to start to see the changes. That's when you're going to start to believe in yourself. You're going to start to believe all these things that I'm telling you that I've experienced. So just know that you really can live a life by design, not by default. You are not stuck in this current situation you're in if you just decide that you want to take control and you can change.